I froze when I heard her voice. I don't think we should do this here. She was halfway out of the car, one hand on the door, sitting in the passenger seat of a vehicle I knew better than my own. My best friend's car. Her shoes were off. Her hair was loose in that careless way people look when they feel comfortable, too comfortable. For a second my brain tried to protect me. I checked the license plate like it might belong to a stranger. It didn't. The grocery bag in my hand cut into my fingers, milk soaking through and dripping onto my shoes, while I stood there watching my fiancé sit next to the man who had been beside me for years. 6 days before our wedding. My name is Ryan. I was 34, working as a project coordinator for a telecom company, the kind of person who plans everything ahead of time. I believed reliability was love in action. I believed loyalty was built by showing up over and over again. Sarah and I had been together for 4 years, engaged for 1. She used to say I made her feel grounded, like life finally made sense. We argued sometimes, mostly about time. She thought I worked too much. I thought the future required sacrifice. We always said things would slow down after the wedding. Imran, my best friend since college, knew everything about my life. He was there for my failures, my doubts, my victories. The night I told him I was proposing, he hugged me and said she was perfect for me. Standing there on the sidewalk, I realized he hadn't been wrong. Just dishonest. What surprised me most wasn't anger. It was embarrassment. The kind that makes you suddenly aware of how you're standing, how ridiculous you must look, holding groceries like a background character in someone else's story. Sarah finally stepped out of the car. "Ryan," she said gently, like I might break. "This isn't what it looks like." Imran stayed in the driver's seat, staring straight ahead. I learned that day that guilt has a posture. I set the bag down. Milk spilled freely now. I didn't bother stopping it. "Explain it," I said. My voice sounded calm, detached. That scared me more than shouting would have. She glanced at him, then back at me. "We were just talking." "With your shoes off?" I asked. She flinched. Imran finally turned toward me. "Bro, don't." "Enough," I said. One word. That was all it took. We stood there, the three of us, like this moment had been rehearsed by 2 people and improvised by 1. "How long?" I asked. Silence. "A few months," she admitted. "A few months," I repeated. "And you still planned a wedding with me?" Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean for it to happen." That sentence always arrives right when accountability leaves. I looked at him. "And you?" He rubbed his face. "It just happened. I never wanted to hurt you." I laughed once, sharp and bitter. "You planned plenty. Just not the consequences." I turned back to Sarah. "Were you ever going to tell me?" She hesitated. That was enough. I nodded slowly. "Okay." For half a second relief crossed her face. Like she thought okay meant forgiveness. It didn't. "Give me the ring," I said. Her hand flew to it instinctively. The ring I'd saved for, the one she'd proudly shown everyone. "Ryan, please." "Give it to me," I said, still calm. "I won't ask again." She slid it off and placed it in my palm, careful, like it was dangerous. I closed my fingers around it and felt something else close too, the version of me who believed trust was automatic. "We're done," I said. She broke down then, crying loudly, publicly. People stared. I didn't. Imran stepped out of the car. "You're throwing everything away over a mistake." I finally looked him in the eye. "No. I'm walking away because you both decided I'd accept it." He had nothing to say after that. I went home alone. I called my parents and told them the wedding was off. I didn't explain why. I didn't owe anyone a detailed account of my humiliation. The days that followed blurred together. Cancelled bookings, unanswered calls, apologies I didn't read. Sarah came to my apartment twice. I didn't open the door. Imran sent a long message about forgiveness and brotherhood. I blocked him. The hardest loss wasn't her. It was the future I'd already lived in my head. The shared routines, the inside jokes, the certainty of being chosen. On the morning that would have been our wedding day, I woke up early and went for a long walk. No suit. No guests. Just the city moving on like it always does. I sat at a small roadside cafe and drank tea alone. And something unexpected happened. I felt relief. Not because it didn't hurt, it did. But because I would never have to spend my life wondering whose car she might be sitting in next. Here's what I learned. Betrayal doesn't start in cars or bedrooms. It starts the moment someone decides your trust is flexible. Dignity doesn't argue or beg. It leaves quietly, before love turns into self-betrayal. Finding my fiancé in my best friend's car broke something in me. But it also saved me from building a life on borrowed honesty.